So, although most creative agencies are aiming for growth, the goal should actually be to structure your creative agency to scale. Did you know that scaling and growth really are two different things? So, what if I told you that you can achieve it in such a way that is sustainable and predictable while also improving your creative output? So, what structural changes do you need to make to set up your agency for success? And ultimately, what is the first step? In this video, I'm going to be discussing the basic issue of scalability and show you how to structure your creative agency to scale. So please like and subscribe now to make sure that you always get our new content from us. So let's go. So ultimately, how do you structure a creative agency for scale? And why do I want to scale instead of grow? Growth means adding revenue at the same rate you're adding resources. Scaling means adding revenue at a much greater rate than cost. With growth, you're just adding more team members. You're working more hours, spending more money. Scaling delivers higher profit margins. I would think the clear winner. But most businesses depend on growth to be profitable. They make more money as they get bigger. So for example, when Starbucks wants to make more money, they open more locations. But this doesn't need to be the case with agencies. A small agency can be just as profitable as a big one. You can scale an agency pretty easily, but you want to be really careful on the lack of organizational structure can create a nightmare scenario though. When your agency is built to scale, you'll be able to get more from your resources and you'll be able to operate more effectively and efficiently. So I'm going to explain the process in just a minute, but I first want to explain why it's so needed right now. The traditional way creative agencies operate is costly, and quite frankly, it doesn't focus enough on getting results for their clients. And many agencies fall into a trap. They think that they have to sell more services to get more clients, which then requires more team members and increase their cost. These are typically full service agencies offering bespoke services with each client and making 5% net profit. It doesn't need to be that way. So to survive, thrive, and scale, agencies need to shift to a modern model that is effective and truly client focused. An agency structure for creative growth could be a specialized agency offering productized services using systems that generate results without you being involved, making a 25% plus net profit. Now that we know what we want, let's break down every piece of the structure. And so I call it the scale method. So this is where the scale method truly comes in to allow for you to be able to create that scale. And the first step is specialization. Selecting a hyper focus on a really truly profitable niche for your agency. Instead of being described as a design agency, you'll be better off being described as a branding agency for the financial software as a service industry. We'll break down why this is crucial over the next few steps, but you want to be purposeful on who you pick. So I want you to think back over the last few years. What clients did you have the most impact on? Not think about how much they paid you necessarily, but which ones did you help the most and how? Find the pattern. And realistically speaking, that's likely going to highlight your specialization and ultimately being able to elevate your expertise. So once you've niched down, you'll be able to more easily leverage your expertise and deliver a higher quality service and higher and better than a full service agency ever could. So if you have an Audi that needs servicing, then you have two choices. There's a place that specializes in German cars, and then there's the general mechanic. Which one are you going to take? I know as an Audi driver myself, I know which one I would. So even though the Audi mechanic costs more, you take it to the place that you know where he's going to do the highest quality work. And as an Audi owner myself, that's where I definitely would be taking my car. So ultimately speaking, you want to be able to better position your agency. And so now that you're able to deliver a higher quality specialized service, and you have to now position it in the right way and make sure that you are the one and only choice for your ideal clients. So let's take it back to the Audi example for a moment. This would make it the clear option for the local market if you specialize in German cars. And even if you need to change oil on a Ford, you don't have to be positioning yourself that way, right? As long as it isn't going to break the way that you actually deliver the service, you can still do that ultimately, which is where the FOMO aspect of specialization and niching really comes in. You're more likely actually in this scenario to have someone that drives a Ford come to you because you have specialized, and also having the Audi drivers and the German cars, Mercedes and the like coming to you because you have specialized. Creating authority. And it's time to really kick up a notch and start to become the celebrity agency owner of that niche, to be truly known and respected. So you can fairly easily become a guest contributor in places like Forbes, Entrepreneur, Fast Company, and industry blogs. We actually put together a directory of places that are looking for guest contributors in the creative space. And I'll actually make sure to put a link in the description. So when prospects actually come to your site, they're going to see that you write for those places and instantly think, if she's good enough to write for those places, she must really know what she's doing, or he must know what he's doing. Ultimately speaking, allowing for you to elevate the conversation that you're having with your prospects and being able to actually become the consultant for them, guiding them, not taking orders when they actually come and say, hey, I need XYZ. You're actually able to tell them this is what actually works best and what's going to actually help them. Elevating the conversation. And what I know that the vast majority of agency owners want is to actually become a partner to their clients and not having to take orders. This creates the system for having seamless operations. And so we need to develop procedures, templates, and processes to ensure your agency really runs smoothly. The goal is to get it to a place where it runs so smoothly that it doesn't require you to be involved. I mean, this includes things like having a CRM, a centralized communication with all of your clients so that everyone can see what's happening, project management systems that can do the same, having a truly scalable lead generation system and not just be word of mouth, and not rely on when someone is going to refer you, that leaky tap faucet type lead flow system. We want to really be able to control your lead flow and map your client flow to really reduce bottlenecks in your process, from the initial hand raise to the initial opt-in on your site, all the way to the completed project. What happens at every stage? And document your process so that it can liberate you, the agency owner, from having to be so actively involved. And one of my favorite changes is the reoccurring revenue model. Ultimately, I think that this is what every agency owner wants most, to have monthly reoccurring revenue that allows for your agency to have predictable income and ultimately predictable profit every single month. This is going to require a change in pricing structure and how you package your services. The average hourly earning or effective billing rate for agencies on average in the US is $72 an hour. Most of my clients using the scale method are in the $200 to $500 effective billing rate. Industry-wide, nearly 80% of agencies earning this upper echelon of effective billing rate are specialized agencies using a value pricing structure. They also have an average utilization of 55% and are 27% under budget on time for their project work. Probably sounds like a dream, right? Maybe sounds a little impossible, but it really isn't. And you can have it too. It's just looking at how your agency is functioning and starting to make a change. And so you can start launching your trajectory by ensuring you are clear on your ideal client, confirming that it is both lucrative on where you can make a true huge impact for your clients, crafting your offer that positions you in the right way, differentiates you from all other options in the market, and building out an aggressive but achievable plan with measurable KPIs and specific key areas to focus on. Once you're launched, you need to keep the momentum up, making updates to your lead generation systems to ensure qualified and motivated prospects are consistently entering your pipeline, improving and systemizing your sales process, following templates and processes for proposal presentations, your discovery calls, and capabilities deck that work for your modern agency, that doesn't ever make you feel like you're pitching, that makes you know that you're actually serving, creating impact, making you feel good at the end of that sales call, making you feel amped, and ultimately revamping your pricing model to one that is based on the value that you bring to clients, not the time. You've spent years developing your expertise, and you should be billing for it, not the hour. So listen for a moment. I want to get real, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this because that's not who I am. Agencies are, quite frankly, being forced to evolve, or they're going to fade away. This is started before the pandemic, but the shutdown kind of put it on fast forward, the pedal to the metal, if you will. It's a little scary what's kind of coming down the pipeline for this industry. Um, there are a lot of good people, and they spent the better part of their lives developing the skill, investing their money, and putting it, quite frankly, all on the line to start their agency. And, so many of these good people will likely be going out of business in the next 12 to 18 months. And it sucks. It, quite frankly, breaks my heart. Quite frankly, I don't want it to be the same for you. And I don't want you to be in the same place for the next few years and be really struggling to essentially just keep the ship afloat any longer. And you're going to have to adopt this new model at some point, and procrastinating is only costing you money and really your free time. So, some good news and maybe close on something a little positive is that the change really isn't going to be hard, and ultimately you can do it. Now, it's not something that you can plan out and execute on Wednesday morning and then have it opening on your schedule and being fully implemented on Friday, but it is something that you can put thought into and dedicate some time to and get your team on board. You can truly have success. So, if you have the time and plan to follow through and really commit to it, and really want to fully make the transition in less than 90 days, I'd love to give you some input and happy to help you, giving you a framework around doing it. So I'm going to put a link in the description of this video where you can book a time with me to chat about exactly what you have going on, giving you some direct feedback of 3 things that you can be doing in the next 90 days to improve your agency. Thanks so much for watching this video. And if you're still here, please like this video. It's really helpful to me to know that I'm providing impact to you guys, and make sure that others can learn how to structure their creative agency to scale as well. Don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss my next video. Have a wonderful day.